Hey everybody, my name is Max, and we are talking about Xbox 360 strategy games today. This was kind of a difficult area of development for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 because the strategy game was kind of born on PC. I mean, that's where a lot of that originated with like StarCraft and other games like the such. Developers really did try to branch out onto the console. So today I thought I would look at 3 strategy games from that era in the 7th episode of 3 Games, 3 Impressions. If you're not subscribed yet, which you probably are not subscribed, that is completely fine. Hopefully I can convince you to at the end of this video. Let's get to it.
Now the world's leading supplier of oil and natural gas, Russia spends billions on the biggest arms buildup since the Cold War.
Tom Clancy's End War was developed by Ubisoft and released in 2008 and is about the events leading up to World War III and the End War itself. This game is a real-time strategy game, abbreviated usually to RTS, and it uses your real-life voice commands, and you cannot be in an Xbox Live party when you play this game, or else the voice commands don't work. You hold down the right trigger and you tell them, like, Unit 1, attack Hostile 1. And sometimes they do it, and sometimes they don't. And sometimes you have to scold them, like, hey, Unit 1, attack Hostile 1. Why'd you get a C in gym class, Unit 1? This is not good. You know, you're scolding them like you're an angry or disappointed parent. It is kind of this rock, paper, scissors design with the units. Like, helicopters are good against tanks. Anti-air obviously beats the helicopters. And then tanks can beat the anti-air units. And so on and so forth. There are other mechanics like calling in airstrikes, or you could put soldiers in a garrison so they can gain a tactical advantage. I don't really know. Like, they just shoot out the building. That's pretty much all they do. I honestly just kind of got bored of it in the prelude, and eventually I just lost interest before I think anything good really started to happen. Overall impression score, 5 out of 10.
On December 6th, President Roosevelt sent a personal note to the Emperor of Japan, appealing to him to cease warmongering. This son of man has just sent his final message to the Son of God.
Made by Eidos Interactive and released in 2007, Battle Stations Midway is an action strategy game based in the Second World War. You play as an American Navy admiral and take command of a fleet during the Pacific Campaign. This game is really interesting because instead of micromanaging a bunch of small units like you do in these war strategy games, you just take control of one and you use your knowledge, your intimate knowledge of that vehicle to win the day. So you need to know what weapons to switch to, what weapons get the job done. Are you going to be throwing in an artillery strike, or is this more of a job for like a machine gunner? It's all very intricate in that sense. But for the love of God, do not skip the tutorial. They put it in its own menu, which is so you think it's like, oh, well, I mean, the game's just going to tell me, right? No, they do not. This is an old game. Play the tutorial. You'll be crashing your plane a lot if you don't. Trust me, because your right stick does more than just turn the camera. It controls the speed. It's very weird. The older mission design here is very noticeable because the objective markers like to blend in with the environment, and you kind of sometimes have to squint and be like, is that an arrow? I did not notice that arrow. Overall impression score, 6 out of 10.
Master, evilness truly suits you. Let us go forth. There are nefarious deeds to be done. I feel the land quaking with fear already.
Published by Codemasters in 2007, Overlord is a top-down strategy game that plays a lot like Nintendo's Pikmin franchise. You're essentially like one guy, like a mobile commander, and you command a variety of minions to do your bidding. Where End War and Midway had you commanding units and controlling them, Overlord opts to put you in the action as well as your minions. Overlord is a game where, while you're an evil overlord, it's pretty self-explanatory, and you control an army of like these gremlin creatures who tear down enemy factions so you can gain a loyal following of peasants who want to worship your very presence. The main objective here, it seems that you just want to become a powerful ruler. I mean, I've already explained this. But you got to start from rock bottom. The story here is it seems that you were beaten by more powerful heroes and slain. So imagine like playing a fantasy game and defeating the bad guy, and now you're playing the bad guy and he's got to get his life back together. But he still wants to be evil. You can also kill peasants to like gain corruption, but you need peasants to gain a loyal following, so the game's like, oh, you could do that, but you probably don't want to because people might not want to worship you if you kill them. So there is like a really weird moral boundary or moral choices here. But you know, it's cool that it's there. In your army, it's like they're loyal to a fault. They'll kill themselves so you can regain health and magic. Like they'll just throw themselves into a pit. They'll also open new paths for you. Overall impression score, 7 out of 10. Well, that's going to do it for the 7th episode of 3 Games, 3 Impressions. If you enjoyed my content today and you have not subscribed, well, I hope you hit that subscribe button because it really is really encouraging when people subscribe and comment and interact. You know, I want to make more and more videos. So in the next following week, I'm going to at least try to get make up for some lost ground because I didn't upload anything since the Joker video. There'll be a Batman Arkham Origins review in the future. I'm not going to say it's the next video, but it's going to be one of them. See you sometime next week.